Billionaires perhaps have it all, minus one: the privacy or freedom from stalkers. You may remember that when Elon Musk was stalked, now this teen stalker chases President Putin. Want to learn more about it? Stay tuned until the end. Welcome to Elon Musk Era. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on our upcoming videos about Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and more. As international pressure mounts against Russia over its invasion of Ukraine, Sweeney began tracking the planes of some of Ukraine's richest people after shooting to fame with his viral Twitter account, Elon's Jet. Aside from this, he has now begun tracking planes belonging to some of Russia's wealthiest. Although Sweeney is hardly the only person offering such services, what makes Sweeney's the most intriguing is the way they can be accessed and the window they provide into the lives of today's billionaire families. For instance, getting corporate aviation intelligence from Paragon Intel through its product, JetTrack, is like reading People magazine about corporate aviation. And this is according to Paragon Intel's president, Kobe Howard. Sweeney's Twitter account is like that. So, Howard stated, "People are obsessed with wealth more than ever. It's almost a form of paparazzi. That's why this is popular." In the meantime, the accounts were created by Sweeney after he received numerous requests for information on Russia's oligarchs' aircraft. Furthermore, he was able to set up another Twitter account with ease by taking advantage of a list of planes that were being tracked by another website called Radar Spots. And in just a few days, the account has accumulated over 53,000 followers. According to Sweeney, as he reported to Bloomberg, the richest members of Russia's oligarchic class fly commercial aircraft such as the Airbus A319 and the Boeing 737. These aircrafts these oligarchs have are crazy. Their planes are huge compared to other jets. In the Russian oligarch Jets account, you're able to track helicopters, private jets, and commercial aircrafts owned by people such as Moscow's richest man, Vladimir Putin, Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich, and steel magnate Alexander Abramov. For the average person, following where the Russian oligarchs are traveling may be fascinating. However, Paragon's Howard notes that it does not provide context to the flights, so information like who might be on the flights and why the movement is of historical significance, along with any other information that would help investors and intelligence officers make key decisions. Moreover, Howard said, one jet flying through Miami holding who knows who doesn't mean anything. It doesn't tell you what information matters and what context do you need to make a decision. So, to get back on track with the time when he also tracked Elon Musk, a 19-year-old famous for tracking Musk's private jet recently tried to get him a free Tesla if he removed that account. However, Musk declined the offer. On the other hand, Tesla CEO Elon Musk had offered Sweeney $5,000 for deleting his account in exchange for a free electric car. Sweeney rejected the offer. Furthermore, in a tweet Friday, February, Scott Painter, chief executive of Autonomy, a car hire company, offered Sweeney a Tesla Model 3 if he deleted Musk's jet tracking account. According to the Wall Street Journal, the subscription was for 3 years. Meanwhile, Sweeney answered, "I told you, I'm not interested in a subscription. Besides, there are numerous facts that suggest this is in conjunction with Elon. I want my car. I don't want to have to give it back in 3 years. If I got an actual Tesla, then I would take it down." So going back to the topic, Putin is said to be well protected. Why is this so? The US president of Russia is being protected by snipers, bodyguards with explosive carrying pistols, helicopter gunships, trained attack bears, and it is surreal. Meanwhile, there is a secret service to the President of the United States and an elite bodyguard unit for the President of the Russian Federation, the Presidential Security Service. As part of the Federal Protective Service, these individuals protect the high-ranking government officials of Russia and have a staff of more than 50,000. The PSS protects the Russian President and Prime Minister, and they do a fantastic job. Much of what the PSS does is similar to what the American Secret Service does, but it's not a copycat approach. It's simply because security fundamentals don't change across countries. Additionally, the PSS has an additional requirement when it comes to dealing with a president like Vladimir Putin, who is image conscious, that the American Secret Service does not. His security teams are always hard at work, even before the Russian president boards the plane to go to a meeting or vacation spot. It is imperative to thoroughly check every single destination for a variety of possible threats, as well as every single road and potential stop or visit. and crime is the first threat that needs to be scrutinized. It would be beneficial for numerous organized crime groups if government officials were abducted or even shot. Imagine what the Mexican cartels would do if they were able to kidnap or kill the American president. In this case, the Russian president's security detail carefully evaluates the criminal threats directed at him or any assets he may be using while he travels. Then, a trip down a road with frequent gunfights between criminal gangs is the last thing Putin's security detail wants. Even if Putin's men are likely to outgun most of the street gangs on the planet, the next step will be able to evaluate any potential for social unrest. Further, the president's security detail will always ensure that trips and visits do not take place in areas that are likely to cause unrest among citizens. In this screening process, however, candidates are also assessed for potential social unrest caused by the president himself. It is no surprise that Russia's president is such a divisive figure, often the target of nefarious activities by pro-democracy groups, gay rights activists, and women's rights activists. A feminine protester accosted Putin once when he was in Hanover, regardless of whether or not the protesters would have been able to cause him any harm. Putin's bodyguards were immediately on hand to protect him from harm or embarrassment. Among the steps taken to protect the president from social unrest he might inspire is carefully screening any visitors or attendees of events he attends, as well as blacklisting individuals or groups. Secondly, the president needs to be aware of the risks of natural disasters in the area where he may travel. By using historical data and good long-range weather forecasts, this can be done, no matter the circumstance. The protection detail for the president must be prepared for the possibility of escaping a natural disaster in its entirety, either before or after its affliction. It is extremely important that the protection detail must be prepared to shelter in place while the Russian military develops a plan to remove the president. Last but not least is Vladimir Putin's concern about his image. An assassination of the Russian president is the last thing that the presidential detail can tolerate. Letting him look foolish is second to the last. In addition, every item in the president's accommodations has been inspected and repaired well before his arrival. As a result, no technicians or repairmen need to visit during the presidential stay. In just a few weeks before the president's stay, technical experts will install cell and radio jammers. Any IED or planted explosives that may be detonated via cell phone or radio will be prevented with these devices. Nevertheless, this helps ensure that the president is not being spied on by concealed electronics that aren't found during a sweep. One of the unique features of the president's security detail is their ability to ping any smart device within close proximity of his accommodation or travel destination. It is legal for the president's security team to use electronic devices they believe will be near him to be tapped with tapping hardware and software. So, as a sniper will pose the greatest threat to the president, so the snipers assigned to the president must be able to identify and monitor the most likely targets to prevent a sniper attack, and they must act immediately to remove any threat. Last but not least, a security unit of heavily armed men are usually assigned to accompany the Russian president. Furthermore, the heavy lifters have the responsibility to extract the president from any dangerous predicament or neutralize any militarized threat to the president. Besides providing protection against human threats, they are also capable of utilizing anti-tank and anti-aircraft weapons to defend against heavy vehicles and airborne attacks. Meanwhile, the Russian invasion of Ukraine continued on Wednesday, March 2nd, with claims that they are taking over the Black Sea city of Kherson. If they are successful, Kherson will be the biggest city overrun since the unprovoked attack began last week. Of course, it is pretty evident for some leaders and ordinary people in the world right now that Putin is one of the most hated world leaders. So what could Russian officials be doing in order to protect this country's leader as his jet's location and movements are being tracked by the military? Let us know your thoughts about this in the comments section below. That's all for this video about Elon Musk's jet stalker now chasing Putin, and thank you for watching. If you would like to receive updates on Elon Musk and his companies, make sure you click the subscribe and bell button.